There's a certain kind of person who walks through the world with a subtle, unshakable sense of déjà vu. For them, the solid ground everyone else seems to stand on feels temporary, like a stage made of mist. They'll be in the middle of a conversation, a meeting, a celebration, and a quiet voice at the back of their mind will whisper, "None of this is permanent." It's not a depressing thought, it's just a fact, a fundamental one. They see life not as a linear journey with a clear destination, but as a vivid, intricate, and passing dream. To others, this perspective can look like detachment, a lack of ambition, or a failure to engage with reality. They're told to be more present, to plant their feet firmly on the earth, to focus on what's real. But what no one understands is that they are present, painfully, excruciatingly so. They're so present, they can see the fragility shimmering at the edges of everything. The way a moment of shared laughter evaporates into silence, leaving only an echo in the air. The way a cherished memory, once vivid and sharp, slowly fades at the edges like an old photograph. The way a life, a whole complex universe of feeling, thought and love can simply cease. This isn't nihilism, it's a form of heightened perception. They're not ignoring reality, they're seeing its truest, most naked nature, fleeting, ephemeral, and heartbreakingly beautiful precisely because of its impermanence. This lens through which they view the world is rarely a conscious choice. It's more often a fundamental orientation, a deep-seated knowing that was awakened by experience. For many, it was an early and profound encounter with loss. The death of a parent in childhood, a sudden move that tore them from their roots, a friendship that vanished without explanation. These events taught them, not intellectually, but viscerally, in their bones, that everything you love, everything you are, can be taken away in a single unscripted moment. The foundation of the world cracked, and they never forgot the abyss they saw beneath it. For others, it was the opposite, a moment of such pure, unfiltered beauty that it cracked their perception open. A sunset so devastatingly perfect it felt staged, a piece of music that seemed to dissolve the boundaries of their own skin, the silent understanding in a loved one's eyes that felt more real than any spoken word. In these transcendent moments, the mundane, real world fell away, revealing a more profound, luminous, and temporary reality underneath. They realized that even the most solid things, ancient mountains, vast oceans, lifelong relationships, are not static monuments, they are rivers in a constant flowing state of change, erosion, and transformation. And once you see the world as a river, you can never again mistake it for a stone. Psychologists might frame this as a subclinical form of depersonalization or derealization, a defense mechanism the psyche employs against overwhelming stress or trauma. And sometimes it is. When the world becomes too loud, too painful, too demanding, the mind can perform a miraculous retreat. It says, "Step back, observe. None of this is entirely real. This is just a story, a dream." It's a brilliant, life-saving strategy to create emotional distance, to make the unbearable bearable. The pain is not denied, but its absolute crushing finality is softened by the context of the dream. But for many, this perception is more spiritual than pathological. It's not a dissociation from life, but a deeper, more intimate association with its core truth. They have, often without the vocabulary for it, what ancient Eastern philosophies called the awareness of anicca, the pervasive and universal truth of impermanence. Their consciousness is inherently tuned to the frequency of transition. They hear the quiet hum of goodbye in every hello. They see the ghost of a future ruin in every newly constructed building. They feel the weight of a last time in every repeated, cherished ritual. Theirs is a life lived in the minor key, and they are the only ones who can hear the music. The great daily struggle for these people is not in seeing the dream, but in learning how to live within it. This is the central conflict of their inner world. Because if nothing lasts, if all achievements turn to dust and all relationships end in separation, what is the point? Why build a career? Why fall in love? Why pour your heart into a piece of art, a garden, a child? Why care at all? This is the existential precipice they stand on, a void that can either paralyze with its nihilism or liberate with its clarity. Their entire psychological and emotional journey is about finding an answer to this question that doesn't collapse into utter apathy. The answer they often arrive at after years of quiet introspection is not found in the pursuit of permanence, but in the assignment of profound value. They come to understand that if a moment is fleeting, that is precisely what makes it sacred. The flower is more beautiful, more worthy of our awe, because we know it will wilt. The connection is more profound, more precious, because we know it one day will end. This understanding doesn't cheapen life, it makes it incalculably priceless. They don't love less because it's temporary, they love more intensely, with a ferocious and grateful heart, stunned by the temporary miracle of having found someone to love at all. They are the ones who can truly, fully appreciate a perfect, ordinary Tuesday afternoon, the way the light slants through the window, the taste of afternoon coffee, the comfort of a shared silence, because they hold the knowledge that this specific, perfect, ordinary Tuesday will never come again. This awareness births a quiet internal urgency, not the frantic external urgency of hustle culture, but a deep soul-level imperative to be authentic, to be real, to waste no time on pretense, to say the kind thing now, to feel the feeling, grief, joy, anger, love, fully and without reservation now, to not postpone joy or forgiveness or adventure because they know the curtain could fall at any moment. This is why they might seem impatient with small talk, corporate ladder climbing, and complex social games. From their perspective, playing an elaborate, stressful role in a dream you know is ending is the truest form of madness. There is a profound and often unspoken loneliness to this way of being. How do you explain to your partner that you are cherishing them with the very same intensity with which you are already quietly grieving their eventual loss? How do you build a life, make plans, save for retirement on what feels like constantly shifting sand, when everyone else is pouring concrete foundations and building fences? They can feel like ghosts at the feast, watching others laugh and dance and fully believe in the solidity of the table, the permanence of the wine, and the endlessness of the night, all while they alone can see the slow fade at the edges of the scene.
They are often misunderstood as aloof, uncommitted, or spacey. Their occasional pauses in conversation, their faraway look, is not a lack of interest. It is the weight of their perspective. They are holding the entire, beautiful, tragic arc of the moment in their awareness. They are feeling the birth, the life, and the death of the interaction all at once. It is a form of emotional labor that is entirely invisible, but in their quiet, in their deep-seated recognition of transience, they hold a wisdom that is a profound antidote to a modern world obsessed with legacy, with accumulation, with building empires designed to last forever. They understand in their cells that forever is the most persistent and seductive of human illusions. The only thing that is undeniably, unequivocally real is this breath, this heartbeat, this single, fleeting, magnificent now. They don't see life as a passing dream in order to dismiss it. They see it as a passing dream in order to fully, finally, and courageously live inside it, to love both the dreamer and the dream, the form and the emptiness, the joy and the grief with equal parts of their heart. Their goal is not to wake up from the dream, but to become lucid within it, to know with absolute certainty that it's a dream, and to consciously, deliberately choose to love it anyway, to choose to engage, to create, to connect, even, especially when you know it's temporary. This lucidity becomes their secret strength, their superpower. When crisis hits, when loss shatters the lives of those around them, when the stock market crashes or a diagnosis lands or a relationship ends, these people often possess a strange, unshakable calm. It is not that they do not feel the pain, they feel it acutely, but they are not shattered by it in the same way. They knew all along that the vase was fragile. They never mistook it for stone. While others are devastated by the loss of what they believed was solid, these individuals are grounded in the unshakable knowledge that nothing is. And this knowledge, once fully integrated, becomes a source of boundless courage, resilience, and compassion. They can sit with others in their grief without fear because they are not afraid of the dark. They live there. They know its contours. So if you are one of them, if you feel the tenuousness of it all humming in the background of your life, do not see it as a flaw or a curse. See it for what it is, a rare and piercing clarity. You are not missing the point of life. You are seeing the point more clearly than most. The meaning of a symphony is not in its final fading note, but in the beautiful, complex music that led to it. The meaning of a life is not in the monument left behind, but in the tenderness, the courage, the love that was felt while building it, all while knowing it would one day be dust. It is the ultimate act of courage, to plant a garden in the middle of a storm, not because you are naive enough to believe it will survive unscathed, but because you believe in the radical, defiant beauty of the seeds themselves. To care deeply and wildly about a story that you know has an end. That is not a tragedy. That is the most beautiful, human, and heroic act of defiance imaginable. You are not a spectator in the dream. You are its most awake, most loving participant.